AgSource TV, and I'm here with Ann Price, the Executive Director of South Dakota Ag in the Classroom. Thanks, Ann, for being with us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You know, you've got a pretty popular booth here at the Sioux Empire Fair. Can you kind of tell us what's going on here?
Well, we are making farm charms today. These are little necklaces and Ziploc baggies that represent everything you need for a farm. So we have our soil, organic matter, fertilizers, and herbicides and pesticides, plants for food, and then we have specific plants. We have our corn and our soybeans, which we eat and use for animal feed and all different kinds of things. We have the animals, and then we have everything has to have water and sunshine. So
what a great concept. The kids really seem to love it.
Yeah, they're really super easy and they're really fun to make.
So is this part of what you're doing, going into classrooms and talking to kids about stuff like this?
Yeah, we can do this kind of stuff. This is an activity that teachers can use in their classrooms to introduce an ag topic or an ag concept, or FFA students, you can use it. It's a great, or volunteers even too.
You know, my wife used to have your job, and I know though that since then, it's been quite a while ago, things have probably changed. So maybe you can kind of tell us about the mission of South Dakota Ag in the Classroom.
Well, our mission now is to be the premier educator for people to learn about agriculture and become agriculturally literate. So my job is to teach teachers, non-ag teachers, how to incorporate things like this into their classroom so that the kids can learn where their food and their fiber comes from. I have a tendency to target 3rd and 4th grade teachers just because I'm the only person working for Ag in the Classroom, but Ag in the Classroom is nationally a K-12 program, so there is curriculum across all grades for teachers to use.
I know one of the things that we have always heard about Ag in the Classroom is that you know, it's so critical for the future of Ag to have literate consumers in the future.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of groups working against actual agricultural literacy, so I think that's probably making your program more and more important all the time.
Well, you have to have an informed consumer, and I don't get into the politics of what kind of production methods are better or which ones are worse. I mean, I stay out of that stuff. I teach them corn grows in a plant that looks like this, and we use corn for feeding animals and for making ethanol and you know, different kinds of foods and things like that. So we have to have that agriculturally literate consumer so that they can make informed choices on what they purchase, as well as down the road when they're making policy decisions, you know, government leaders and city leaders and things like that, they can do what's best for agriculture and at least know what's going on.
Well, and people do need to know. I mean, you know, you see this all the time on the news where they're in Los Angeles at a grocery store talking about the drought, and the guy says, well, it doesn't impact me, I just come down to the grocery store and get my stuff.
Right. You have to know that your food gets to the grocery store from someplace, and even if you're not involved in it, you know, it's good to know where it's coming from and how it's grown.
So you probably function much like you have in the past. You have a statewide board that helps you with curriculum and that sort of thing.
I have a volunteer board of 9 people right now that they are across the state. We go from Watertown down to the Sioux Falls area, clear out to Belfouche. So they cover the whole state, so we get representation across the state as to what's going on and to help me spread the word and do programs and things like that.
And you also have what looked to be a very informative website.
Yeah, we are actually just about ready to roll out a new website. The web address is agclassroom.org/SD. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll have a brand new one to roll out for you too.
Well, you know, I was on yours the other day, and looks like you had some videos there of some actual South Dakota farmers going into South Dakota classrooms and talking about their operations.
Yep, we do. And one of the coolest things we've done this year was we did an essay contest for 3rd and 4th graders too. If you get on there, you could read our 5 winning essays. We have 2 winners that won pizza parties, and then 3 honorable mentions. So that was a lot of fun. We had over 450 essays to read through.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Are you helping organize trips for classrooms out to people's farms?
I can. If somebody needs me to help do that, I can sure help do that. I haven't made that a specific thing I've done, but if there's a teacher that wants to go on a classroom trip, you know, I'm more than happy to help them get get that organized.
Okay, so if there's a teacher out there who hasn't had the exposure to ag in the classroom, the best thing to do would just be to email you or go to the website or contact you.
Yeah, or give me a call. Any of those ways would be the best way for them to get a hold of me.
Well, we sure hope that they'll do that because we need to increase the awareness of the kids.
And ag in the classroom is not adding anything extra to their curriculum. All of my lesson plans and things are standards based, so they fit right in with what teachers are teaching. It's just putting a different spin on them. An example that I use is like when you're teaching students how to add and subtract or multiply and divide, instead of using marbles or inanimate objects, use corn or soybeans or something like that, farm related or animals, so that they think about what a corn plant looks like, or what a corn kernel looks like, or a soybean seed, and then you can take that and expand it just a little more. How do they grow? You know, what do we do with them? So it's not doing anything extra, it's just doing it a little differently.
Yeah, just a little bit of a change of perspective. You're still, one of my uncles once told me to go count the milk cows, and I said, how do you do that? And he said, count their legs and divide by 4.
Exactly.
Well, Ann, thanks very much for spending a little bit of time with us this morning. We really love what you're doing here with the kids. They really seem to enjoy it, and keep up the good work.
Well, thank you.